Project brief, 3 to 4 year in-use life expectancy for additional floor finishes installed. Overall, the concrete condition is good. Didn't have any heavy contamination except for a bit of oil contamination down in the kitchen, which we'll have a look at later. A few rust marks which we got out. The process that was undertaken to get it to this point, as you can see, everything's all finished. So we had to deal with screws and so, which is okay. Just obviously takes additional labour to address the perimeters. We started with the first step because we want to keep that cap. What we want to do is smoother just the power trailed finish and get into the fines. All these spots here, there's no cement paste. It's been closed off previously. So to get to these, you've got to remove more of the cap, which opens up another issue. One from a cost perspective, and also two for creates a consistently just a different look that's a bit more consistent. It's quite unique in its sense, and it's in its raw element. Some people might like it, other people love it. Some people just don't like the look of it at all. It just looks I reckon it looks cheap. But concrete is a great floor finish to be using when obviously the right concrete blends are being used. It's very cost effective, ecological, and additional floor coverings or finishes can be applied at any given time in the future. Now, the method that's been used for this one is what we classify as a hybrid polish. So it's a combination of mechanical refinement with a combination of ceramic resin bond tooling and densification and a specially blended stain resistant micro sealer with three applications at the finish. This has only had a light buff because the client obviously doesn't want a higher gloss. And also too, as you can see the floor is quite wavy. And that just comes down to concrete placement. And this is concrete in its raw element. If you want a finish that's consistently flat, you've got two elements. The concrete finish has got to be on the money, right across the board. Or two, heavier grinding to profile and obviously remove those inconsistencies and waves in the floor, and that's going to produce more aggregate exposure. Or three is to top out the floor using a cement base or cementitious topping, home and apply protective coatings to that. You can emulate a similar look using a cement-based topping, but it is a bit more consistent. So there is a couple of options there. This has taken just on 4 days to complete. It's 100 square metres in this one. It's quite time consuming for what it is because everything's fitted. But bearing in mind, if it was done any earlier at say a frame stage, for example, not only is the surface going to get marks, scuffed, gouges or so forth, there's going to be additional cost to repair later. So while the cost is it's obviously substantiated, the cost is higher to do at this point, but it's, it'd be like installing granite, marble, or or even timber for that matter. And then building all fitting out all your plasterboard, plasterboard fix and set, trims and so forth. Unless that timber's 100% protected, it's definitely going to cop definitely going to cop some, some marking and damage as it goes. So if you're considering a floor finish like this, one, the surface has got to be nice and tight and dense. So no broom finishes, stick trowel finishes. It's got to be done to Australian standards, and it's close to a Class A finish, which is 3mm over 3 metres undulation, with a maximum 1mm over 300mm. But all these little waves do exceed that. So we had to pre-hone this wet, semi-wet, and back up, clean in between the first two steps. That's what was fairly intense in the labour component as well. But all in all, a process of this nature for this style of area it was costed out at 55 a square metre, and the final cost is just over 58 with the additional stuff, a few repairs and holes and other bits and pieces. We had to deal with it as we went. Good bearing in mind, we generally don't see these areas until you get to this point, and knowing it was already a fitted out element, the pricing structure is increased from the get-go. So when you're in your building stage or pre-building stage, we do encourage all clients to contact us early in the piece to understand what you're trying to achieve, budget, and work out obviously a good structure for your particular build or extension or addition or whatever you might be doing, because every situation, every job is different, and it's got to be semi-customised to suit. All too many contractors in the polished concrete industry stick to a fairly regimental regime, which is pretty cool. However, there's not enough out of the box thinking, and then the industry is basically holding itself back to a point where there's a lot of things being tried to emulate, but there's not enough testing and obviously R&D work to substantiate finishes like this particular one. This is never our prime objective. Our preference is mechanical refinement. Simply because one, it just has a longer jeopardy and just a lower cost over the life of the floor. But in this situation, mechanical refinement would have been very difficult and extremely hard to achieve a consistent form due to the nature of the waves. There's the section here. What we've got is that's come from reinforcement. That's the metal reinforcement within the slab. Aggregates dropped in between, and a slump, and then lower cream. And there's no way without physically running around with a hand polisher and addressing all those parts before you know it, you've done 5%, 10%, 15% of the floor with a hand polish, which is just not on. It's ridiculous, and there's a cost for that, and unfortunately that's got to be passed on to the client. So it's really important to understand what it is you're wishing to achieve, and ensuring that the concrete contractor understands what your wants are, and obviously talk to reputable, established polished concrete contractors, for the benefit that you get out of it. Whoever you choose to polish out your floor or so forth, just obviously choose wisely. Don't get too involved with all the bells and whistles and some of the marketing hype and so forth. That is, around the marketplace, do your homework and understand that there's a lot more to concrete polishing as a encapsulated industry than what you could ever possibly imagine. Okay, well that's enough for me. Gas baking on. We'll leave it with that for now, and we'll give you some more information on sort of the different finishes as time comes on. Until next time, take care. And this is Adam Heaton, Ultimate Floors Concrete Grinding and Polishing in Brisbane. And any questions, we can be is simply you can give me a call on 0403 185 895, or you can email me at adam@ahcp.com.au with any questions in relation to your project.